Hey folks, welcome to a very special Doctor Who review, because we are reviewing The Time of the Doctor, the final episode that Matt Smith ever did for this series. And because they're so pissed off they got missed out of the 50th anniversary, I had two special guests with me.
Pissed and angry Kuchiri!
Common ambivalent FreezingInferno! I don't know what's going on.
All I've got in my head now is Kevin Sorbo going, disappointed!
Yes. Well, we're not talking about Kevin Sorbo. We're talking
about
Smith.
Time of the Doctor, and my God, what a lot we have to talk about. This show was an episode, guys.
Yeah, you two probably got a lot to talk about. I'm going to just be a third party here, because I think you two have a lot to say. So, go ahead, Maniac. Do talk about this Time of the Doctor episode. I'll even start you off. What did you think of Time of the Doctor, kids?
No, we're doing the over thing at the beginning. Well, that's you, but I suppose, given that this episode fucked with time, we should do it with the review. I thought The Time of the Doctor was good. But that's the problem. I thought it was good. This was the final episode of Matt Smith, his swan song. It should have been amazing. It should have been an absolute all-time classic. And it just wasn't.
Look at Tennant's last ever episode. It's not exactly a high banner quality top 10 episode, now is it?
Here's the thing. I loved the end of time up to the farewell tour.
Really?
Until then, it was going all the way to being a great episode, and then they ruined it.
I don't know, but we'll not talk about End of Time. We'll talk about
Controversial opinion alert! The End of Time was not that bad apart from the farewell tour.
Okay.
I actually thought End of Time was good, but we're not talking about the End of Time. We're talking about the Time of the Doctor.
Yes.
There's
so
too many times. I honestly thought the plot could have been stronger, but I did enjoy what Moffat was trying to do with the episode. He actually tried to appease fans and answer a lot of questions. Like, there was, all the speculation over how many regenerations does the Doctor have left. Well, he answered it. And he actually confirmed some of the fan theories, like how the Tennant regeneration in Season 4 was actually considered a regeneration.
Don't get started on that.
Stupid fucking hand thing counted.
Don't get me started on the 10th.
That's exactly what I said.
He's so vain. He thought his song was about him.
Yeah,
I mean, Chief Doctor,
in the Still on Earth, it was all like...
Oh, no, that's the poor
Tennant was all like, oh no, my pretty face, how am I going to bang Rose Tyler now? Whoosh! I put my thing into a hand.
Presto! You need to stop doing too much in your streams.
But they don't know about that.
Streams now. We cannot cross the streams.
This is a Doctor Who review. It's fitting. I'm putting them back on the shelf for now, though.
So please do. But you bring up a valid point, Kuchiri. He did answer a lot of the questions. And can I just point out, by the way, I said that he was going to answer the questions, and you all laughed at me.
I didn't laugh.
Well, who's laughing now,
answering
bitches?
questions?
Who's laughing now, bitches?
What are we laughing about again?
Moffat.
Oh, okay, Moffat.
You bring up a good point. He answered a lot of the questions.
He answered who that eye patch lady was. He answered who tried blowing up the TARDIS in Season 5. Answered answered so much.
Can I go on a little tangent here? Can I go on a rant about something he answered that kind of pisses me off?
Yeah, please do.
The motherfucker answered what the Doctor saw in his room in the God Complex.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just one of those. No, my God, it's basic storytelling 101. It's always better when you don't see. You could have left that closed. I mean, he opens the doors, of course. Who else could it be? I mean, answering it just disappoints everyone who had their own theory about it.
Yep,
just leave it open-ended, and everyone will have their great theory about what the hell's in there.
Well, he answered the whole regeneration question. There's still
Okay,
people that. There's still people arguing over the regenerations. I mean, what did he do? What, did he waste the regeneration healing the hand? Does that mean he has 14 regens? No.
No.
No. Let's
No,
just go back.
that stuff is fine. Stuff like that
Yeah.
addresses
Well,
the regeneration limit.
Is it though? I'll touch on that in a second. But here's the
We'll
thing:
get to that, but I'm just
the
talking
God
about
complex. You make a very
revealing
good point about the God complex finally being resolved. That it was just a crack in the wall.
It's
It
underwhelming.
wasn't just the crack in the wall. He was seeing the thing that he had to face. He knew eventually he will figure out what the cracks really were, and they weren't, in.
Is that really what the God complex was about, though? I mean, the God complex
it was about your greatest fear. It was about your greatest fear. How would he know? How would he know that in his future that hasn't been yet, that would be his fate, just sitting by a wall?
Yeah, the entire point of the God
complex.
complex.
That was his fear. It wasn't telling his future. It was showing his biggest fear. And you gotta remember, I think.
So his biggest fear was something he didn't know about.
Michael Nixon from Greek Crash Course said it well. That his biggest fear was staying in one place for a long period of time. He was stuck in Christmas for over 300 years, and he liked it. That was his biggest fear.
That's all well and good, Kuchiri, and that's a very good explanation for it.
Yeah, you want something crazy? Paul McGann spent 800 years stranded on the planet in a Big Finish audio, so boo friggity who, Matt Smith.
But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because he opens the door, and whether he sees just a crack in the wall or himself sitting there with a crack in the wall is irrelevant. What's his line in that? It's, of course, who else?
Yeah, because
a crack in time is not a who.
It was the Time Lords. I mean,
it's always the Time Lords were back until this episode. Thank you very much.
And the God complex is all about showing your greatest fear, so you rely on your faith, so the Minotaur can feed on it and take you. It doesn't make any goddamn sense with the episode itself. That's why you shouldn't shout it.
At the risk of talking over each other, that's the thing, right? He doesn't know, and he clearly doesn't know until Handel's the Cyberman, and we'll get onto him in a minute, by the way. Until he says, Origin, Gallifrey.
Yeah.
He had no idea that Gallifrey still existed.
Exactly. And to add to that...
You are an enemy of the Daleks. You must be destroyed.
I think Danny Dalek wants us to move on to another topic besides bitching about
Danny Dalek, yes, okay. Well, here's the point, right? Moffat answered the questions. But were you really happy with the answers?
You can tell that. No.
No, that's just one specific answer. That's one specific answer.
Okay, what specific answer?
We've all asked for an explanation to some of the 3 series-long story arcs that have been going on. The TARDIS explosion, Madame Kavarian, all of that, right? And we did get an explanation.
You know what the explanation was? It was all a great big predestination paradox because Matt Smith finds the cracks, and then he goes to Trenzalore, and then Kavarian tries to stop him, and she blows up the TARDIS, and she ends up creating the cracks, and wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, there's your goddamn explanation, guys! I'm out!
No, that wasn't the explanation. The Madame Cavalli just wanted the Doctor dead. That was her thing.
No. If you watched the episode, dude, that's exactly what it's explained in the narrative.
No, literally, she split off from the church because she wanted to kill the Doctor. Because they had fears that the Doctor would eventually destroy the universe, and killing the Doctor ends up destroying the universe, ironically.
Right, but here's the thing. That explanation is in one throwaway line. That wasn't us, that was the Kavarian chapter that broke away from us. He couldn't have explained that a bit better? Or expanded upon it?
What even happened to Kavarian? I still don't know what happened to Kavarian.
She's still not come back, has she? She kind of has to come back.
She kind of got fucked up in the alternate universe, but all the time and space was collapsing. What the hell happened to Kavarian when everything got fixed?
And who was Kavarian? Who was Kavarian? Is that her name, or my theory, Madame Kavarian?
That's Eye Patch Woman from season 6.
We know who she is, but
of course we know that. We're talking about.
But the universe was already fixed after. Like she showed up after her universe was fixed.
No. I mean, who is she as a character?
Yes, she did.
I mean,
Universe
what's her
was
origin?
season 5. She showed up series 6.
What's her origins? What's her backstory? What's her name? Because I've got a theory about this. Madame Kavorian could be a title.
Mhm.
No, don't start that Ronnie bullshit again.
No, I'm not starting the Ronnie bullshit again. She's called Madame Kavarian. Like Lord President.
Oh, for God's sakes.
No, her
Romano's
name,
not gonna blow up.
the Tasha Lamb was Madame Tasha Lamb. She was just a leader of the church, and
Right,
Kavarian
so-
split off.
You're saying Kavarian, God damn it. Kavarian is the leader of this rogue sect.
Yes,
Yep,
that's
that's
exactly
what
what
they
they said. Yeah, that's what
Oops,
they.
Stephen Moffat, you've done it again. She was working for the Silence.
No. Silence works for the church.
Yeah, but
Silence-
Speaking of the silence.
That's why the Doctor was teamed up with Silence whenever, what's her name? That Tasha
Tasha
Lamb teamed up with the Doctor after realizing that she was had by the Daleks. That's why
Okay.
at the very last battle, the Silence are fighting with the Doctor because they're fighting with the Church, and the Church aligned itself with the Doctor.
Yeah, again, that's another
So,
thing we'll have to
speaking of
cover.
silence, here's a quick question. This episode says that the Silence are basically confessional priests, right? So
Yeah.
do tell me why the fuck that in The Impossible Astronaut they were like at the dawn of fucking time leading mankind on? I mean,
This one I can answer.
What?
Right? There are two forms of the Silence. They start off as confessional priests. With me so far?
Yep.
Then the split happens, and the Kavarian chapter, or whatever the hell you want to call them, break away,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
taking with them presumably a load of the priests.
And that's what they said in the episode.
Yes,
Did anyone
they
else-
then...
Did anyone else listen to that conversation but me?
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Fresno was asking how they could be around, because in the Day of the Moon, it says they've been around for hundreds of thousands of years, influencing humanity. Yet in
Well,
this
that's what the
episode,
Doctor
they're
said.
confessional priests.
You gotta remember,
No,
that's what
the
Doctor
Silence just said it. They were like, we were there since humanity made the wheel and fire
Yeah.
and shit.
Well, the best way to make this work without making your brain melt into a big pile of goo is to think of it as two factions.
But no, that's not my question. The question is why the fuck are they even there to begin with? It doesn't have anything to do with
Because
stopping the
Moffat.
Doctor. Their goal is to kill the Doctor with River. I'm sure that they can think of a more economical
Here's a
solution
great
than
concept.
waiting around
Fresno.
for hundreds
They're-
of thousands of years to invent a goddamn spacesuit in 1969 to blow them up with.
They were
Surely
they were
they
in
can
that
come up with a better
episode
goddamn
because they
pitch
were. I'm sorry if that's not a very satisfactory explanation, but it's about the one that Stephen Moffat gave us.
God damn it! All right. I'm done.
And by the
reading.
way, if you think Kuchiri, I'm criticizing Moffat unfairly. I'm not. Okay, I'm still a big fan of the man's writing, but he just focuses too much on paradoxes.
No, then I agree with you. It's just like they explained what the Silence were in the episode. They explained that most of them went with Madame Kavarian, you know.
Here's the thing,
Like-
though. Okay, I get that they explained that, but it was a throwaway line. If you fucking coughed, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
And not only that, but the
Stop, ready to take a
significance of the
piss
line was
break, or
completely downplayed.
God
Because
knows what.
Clara was like, what the hell are those things? Oh, confessional priests. They're designed to make you forget what you've told them as soon as you look away. Forget what? Exactly.
Mm.
That was it. The Silence were perhaps one of the most important villains of Matt Smith's entire run.
Mm-hmm.
More important than the Daleks, even. And they are just reduced to that throwaway line, and then suddenly all is forgiven, and they're fighting each other. They're fighting together against the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not enough explanation.
Well, you gotta remember, Moffat's now also busy working on Sherlock, which starts in, what, next week? No, starts in 2 days.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it does. And you've just.
So you gotta come. So now he's got to explain what the fuck happened with the end of Sherlock season 2.
No. We're not going there. This is a Doctor Who review, damn it.
Have you guys seen the mini episode? We should do a review on the mini episode right now. I mean,
Oh.
that was it. Oh.
I haven't seen it. For Christ's sake. Sorry, I've done this. No.
2
Alright.
car bombs later.
Danny Dalek wants us to get back on track.
I agree with Daddy Dalek. Where the hell were we? Tasha
Okay,
Lamb, that's
so
a good idea.
yeah, Tasha Lamb, the doctor. What was she, like a old love?
Okay.
Again, there really wasn't much explanation. It's clear that she is a figure from the Doctor's past. It's clear that they were friends
Maybe
previously
more.
in his time stream. Perhaps more than friends.
Okay.
But here's the thing again. There seems to just be a pattern in this of Moffat either intentionally or unintentionally forgetting what he'd established in previous episodes. Think back to A Good Man Goes to War, right? The scene where the Colonel guy, I forget his name, is it?
Colonel Runaway.
Yeah, Colonel Runaway. Colonel Manson, that's it, but we'll call him Colonel Runaway. Colonel Runaway has the amassed forces of the clerics there, and the hooded monks are there, and he says, by the decree of the papal mainframe herself, I can show you the truth about them. So here's the thing. We're meant to believe that the Kavorian chapter is a splinter group. Do you see where I'm going here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yet they had the direct authority of the papal mainframe to lower the hood of the monks.
Oh,
Well,
there you go.
well, you gotta remember, like, it's one of those things where they claimed they had the power, even though they were a splinter group.
No, it's one of these things where he makes it up as it goes along. That's what was one of these things of.
No.
Yeah.
He literally, like, there's groups like that in the world today that split off from, like, the government, and then they have their power. Like, hell, the American Civil War, you know, they had their own quote-unquote president that deemed that the Northerners, like, if they ever captured a soldier in the North, that it was treason to their own people, and they had the power to execute.
Kuchiri, we're friends and I admire you greatly for trying to white knight the Moffat here, but is it wrong that I want a bit of continuity in my science fiction show?
It is continuity. They're a splinter group. And that's why, that's why at the very start, you know, Smith and them was asking, why did you send them after us? No. Smith asked, why did she come after us? She was like, oh, yeah, she split off. Oh, okay.
We're not getting very far here, so let's move on to discussing Tasha Lem. Did we like the character of Tasha Lem, Fresno?
Eh.
Wow, that's a hell of an explanation.
She's there.
Moving
and
on.
She does some things. And she blows up a couple Daleks. Okay.
All right.
She shoots a Kamehameha wave.
Don't. Don't.
Be right back, redubbing that scene.
Oh, God. Look what you've started now, can't you?
Come on! You gotta admit, whenever she just threw her hands up and saw a beam out for a minute.
It was a Dalek death ray, but you're right. I will never be able to watch that scene again and not see that. Kamehameha! Boom! And she's back!
Now all that's needed is a muffin button. Anyway.
Here's the thing, Bo. Before this review started, I looked a couple of fan theories up. I know, I should have known better. And they were speculating that because Tasha Lem was a lot like River, and this is where we get to laugh at the fan community, that the role occupied by Tasha Lem was originally written for River.
No.
That don't make no goddamn sense.
No.
And the rest of the episode did.
No. Like, I support the fact that 9 was supposed to be the War Doctor, whereas, you know, you can literally replace everything John Hurt said was what Christopher Eccleston could have said, and it fits. But the thing is, Tasha Lam is the leader of this giant church, and River Song was the church's enemy at one point in time. So, yeah, no.
You just had to get that bit about War Doctor actually being originally the 9th, didn't you? You just had to get that in there.
Yes, because it's the whole argument over their screwdrivers mirrors the whole sonic gun thing he had with Captain Jack and Empty Child.
Yeah, okay, that's actually a pretty good point, but that episode is past.
Yes, and
I know you're angry at me, and I'm sorry. I can't
and
change
you was
that.
completely wrong. Everyone go to Brainiac's other review of the Day of the Doctor and look in the comments. I corrected him the entire time.
He really did as well. And then went on Skype to tell me how wrong I was.
Holy shit, Rainiac, how are you so wrong?
I have some good friends, don't I?
Oh yes, we love you.
I chose my companions well. Right,
Just don't pull a Colin Baker on
here's the
Kuchiri
thing, right?
and choke the life out of him.
Don't tempt me.
Why did you have to put that idea in his head?
I thought Tasha Lem was could have been interesting, but ultimately there wasn't enough explained about her. I thought it was a good performance by Orla Brady,
Mm-hmm.
the actress that played her. But ultimately, what purpose did she really serve until she was turned into a Dalek, and then she magically wasn't a Dalek?
No, she still was, like, her memory took control. Apparently, her race had some sort of, like, overpowered of their mental, which is how she can see past, like, holograms and see...
Her race, she's human.
She's not human.
She's not human. Is that specifically stated?
Say it somewhere.
Oh boy, man, did Kuchiri just have the script here? Or like, fucking...
No. No, it's explained somewhere that
Like, why
she has higher psychic powers. So, I remember it being explained somewhere. I don't know who said, but apparently
Okay.
she has higher psychic powers, meaning her consciousness was still in the head. And
For the sake of brevity of this review, I think we'll just take it as read that you're right on this.
Yes, I'm
issue.
always right.
No, I didn't say that. That's me. I'm right even when I'm wrong.
About, pray tell? I think
Here's
Dan
the-
gets vessels here.
I've said here's the thing like 5 goddamn times already. There is another potential problem plot hole. You'll say I'm wrong, but I'm not, Kuchiri. With the whole Tasha Lem is not a Dalek anymore.
She's still a
I
Dalek.
I can swallow the fact that because she's psychic or whatever, she was able to rebel against her programming and go back to normal-ish. She's still got a big hole in the forehead when the stalk came out, but normal-ish.
And she's
alive again and she won't age, and fine, that's good. But how on earth did the church, which was converted before Tasha Lem, by the way, also revert? Because they're helping the Doctor against the Daleks.
Not all the silence was converted.
Okay. Again, not actually in the script, but if you go for a wider meaning, I suppose that makes sense.
If you
I'm trying to find sense wherever I can find it, basically.
If you notice, the silence in the final battle did not have ice stork scars either.
No, they didn't. So you're saying they weren't on the actual papal mainframe, they were brought in from elsewhere?
Probably.
I'll buy it.
This fucking episode.
If it it really does make it sound like we didn't like it at all. We actually liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
It could have been stronger.
As good as it could have been. Now, we've talked a lot about the things we didn't like.
Okay.
Some of the things that I did like, Handles.
Best character ever.
Handles was great.
Wait, best character ever? Handles isn't
Yes.
Mr. Clever.
Yes.
What are you talking
Yes.
about?
Better than Strax. I'm saying it now. And I'm always right.
We just win.
Blasphemy.
What the hell did you just say?
Now
You
you're just
heard
trying to
me.
piss us off.
You heard me.
Handles was the best character in this episode. He was not better than Strax, though.
Oh, here we go.
But was he technically a companion, Handles? Because he travelled in the TARDIS.
He could be, but I don't think they're going to count him.
They counted Chameleon.
Chameleon is a bit fucking different than fucking Handles. Come on.
Fucking him
Yeah, all right.
now, aren't you?
I will submit that was a ridiculous statement just came out of my mouth.
Also, why the hell are you even referencing Chameleon? How do you know who that is?
Because I have access to Wikipedia, goddammit.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is 100%
We should review
right.
classic Doctor Who again. There's not nearly enough bitching about
Well,
plot
now that I've got a microphone, Again, we can probably do that, but that's for another time.
Like the
So I
time
thought-
with
I thought
the
the handles
doctor!
I thought the interaction between the Doctor and Handles was great, and surprisingly emotional when Handles deactivated at the end of his lifespan.
Oh, there's another thing I kind of liked about this episode, is speaking of handles.
Yeah.
Wooden fucking Cyberman.
Yes!
Incinerate.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea, although, again, they managed to kind of mess it up a bit. But he tricks the Cyberman into turning its flamethrower on itself, and then says, oh, and the Sonic Screamer doesn't do wood. Hello, Truefield?
Yeah, no. And I've explained this. I explained to you in chat. Basically, the Doctor did do all those commands with the screwdriver, but it's like having a Zapdos cast thunder on a Diglett. You could have it cast thunder. You can have it cast thunder, and use up the power points with the thunder ability, but it's going to do shit against the ground type Pokemon.
Dragon Ball Z, Fourth Doctor companions, and now Pokemon. This is the
Fifth
greatest review
Doctor.
ever.
Fifth Doctor.
Fifth Doctor. Thank
And-
I
you.
thought you
so-
read Wikipedia, mister.
I did, but that was ages ago.
So basically, the Doctor did all those commands on the screwdriver, and he did all the commands, but the problem is it doesn't work on wood. However, the wooden Cyberman did not know that, which
Yeah,
is why he
okay.
turned the weapon on himself.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, while the truth field is still going on, the Doctor then points out doesn't work on wood.
Okay, so you're saying he didn't lie because he wasn't specifically asked that question.
Oh no, he did everything he did. Like, it's like if you're next to a turned off TV right now and you have your channel remote and you keep on hitting 55 trying to go to channel 55 and it doesn't go to channel 55 because the TV's off. You're still hitting channel 55 just trying to go to channel 55.
You're saying he didn't lie, he just didn't tell the truth.
No, he did do everything that he said he did. They just did not work.
Right.
Exterminate!
All right, Danny Darlag, we're getting to it. Actually, that's a good point. The Doctor's old enemies returning in this episode. And I thought it was a bit much to have four of them.
Danny, you became relevant.
Actually, he did, yeah. We had the Daleks, and the Cybermen, and the
Sontarans.
Cybers, and the Weeping Angels.
Sontarans as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Sontarans. About blinking, you'll miss them. Did anyone else other than me think that was a bit much? I mean, they didn't really get that much screen time apart from the Daleks.
Yeah. The thing is, like, Moffat said he didn't want to put so many enemies on one thing, but,
Yeah, Moffat's a damn liar.
yeah. But the thing is, the last 3 episodes has also been multi-enemy stories as well. Well,
Yes.
last 2 episodes.
Yes, I suppose that's kind of true. I did find out something interesting about the Daleks, though, about the nation estate, and the reason why they keep popping up when, by rights, they should really take a series off. They actually
They gotta
can't.
do it by contract. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got it in one. They have to use them every series, or they lose the rights to ever use them again.
Well, I mean,
that's
they could
weird.
just do something like they did with Series 6. I mean, they had a Dalek for all of one scene in Wedding a River Song.
Yeah, that's what I would suggest, but no, apparently Moffat wants to go the whole hog and have them as major parts of the episode. The Cybermen didn't really do anything, apart from the wooden Cybermen, because that was pretty cool.
Mm.
But the
Even though-
Cybermen themselves didn't
Even
do
though
anything.
you still don't understand the scene, but, yeah.
I do understand the scene. He tricked it to turn its weapon on itself.
Yeah. And he told the truth the entire time.
Oh, come on! We did this dance.
We did, we did. The Weeping Angels were a complete waste of time.
I did like how he tricked one to
It
looking
was
at him here.
creepy, but
But
it was
here's the
it was
thing.
a waste.
I've done it again. I'm sorry. I've got to still say, here's the thing. The Weeping Angels are responsible for the death of his 2 companions, Amy and Rory. I was hoping for some kind of interaction where the Doctor just rallied against the Weeping Angel furiously for taking them away from him.
Meh, maybe.
And we
Yeah,
didn't get it.
That'd be kind of stupid because he might blink and die.
Oh. Well, I would have preferred something other than Clara, don't let it grab your foot. Oh, it's grabbed my foot. Clara, don't worry, I'll still get you out.
I shaved my head.
They were just there. They were just there to be there.
I'm wearing a wig right now.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Uh,
Although I'm not. I mean, the naked scenes were kind of funny, I suppose, but did they really serve any purpose?
no, to be funny.
To
Right,
make you
'cause,
imagine Jenna Coleman
I was
naked.
watching it with other people, and they were like, "Why is Matt Smith naked?" To which one of my other friends replied, "Why isn't Matt Smith naked?"
Hey,
So,
for those
is
who
this
are...
some sort of elaborate bit of fan service then to make you imagine Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman naked?
Oh God.
For those who didn't quite pay that close attention, you can see something in the season 5, episode 11, when he slips down the stairs naked.
Yeah, no, I know that. It's not the first time he's been naked. I think we've just
And-
broken Fresno's brain there.
I don't know why you know this.
Because I have friends who are girls who gleed at that moment, and yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
One or two more points. Once again, I think Stephen Moffat was content to make the Daleks look like utter chumps.
Yeah.
I think I've got this theory now. He must have something against them because every time they've appeared in a Stephen Moffat episode, not counting Victory of the Daleks, he's made them to look either entirely not impotent.
Incompetent?
Incompetent?
Yes, or just useless because we had Assigned with the Daleks. They couldn't kill him despite the fact that he went straight up to them because of the wiping of the memory bank thing. But the really time that they appear incompetent was in this episode. I mean, for God's sake. Also, the Doctor, he goes into a spaceship with Dalek bumps on it, and he doesn't realise it's a Dalek ship. I think we as the viewing audience realised it was a Dalek ship within 2 seconds.
Yep. Holding a Dalek eye stalk.
That was kind of funny. I bring this to show bravery. Oh, right.
Don't feed me into a freaking Dalek ship while I'm holding their freaking eye! and then he went to the Cyberman ship holding
With handles his
handles.
head, yes. That was a quite good scene. Speedy Doctor notwithstanding. But the real time the Daleks looked like utter chumps was at the ending, which we'll talk about because it deserves its own special discussion.
They got their ship destroyed by Matt Smith's face!
As I say, it deserves its own discussion. It deserves its own discussion all to itself. But yes, they got their ship destroyed by Matt Smith's face. I've forgotten other parts I was going to talk about now because I kind of want to get straight to the ending. Oh yeah, Clara.
Clara.
She's hot naked.
I can't
I
say
concur
anything
with
because I kind of knew her. Oh.
There's actually a GIF going around the internet now of one of her movies where she takes off her top. I don't know what it was, but it's not like it's something else she's done.
You see some weird things on the internet, Jim.
Okay,
Yeah.
now you've got my attention.
I'll show you later.
I'm kind of not here. All of a sudden, boobs.
I'll show you. I'll tell you later.
As soon as boobs gets mentioned, he's wide awake.
Yeah, I'm right here.
So Jenna Coleman,
Will you stop doing that, please?
I will drive up to Canada, take your fucking plush toy, pop out the batteries, and shove it up your. Okay. Sorry.
I think what Danny's trying to say is that we should talk about Clara as a character instead of Clara as a hot naked lady.
That's a good idea. Am I going to have to censor parts of this review?
No.
Fuck! Now you're going to have to censor that.
I just realised, actually, I was the first person to swear, so
No,
we kind of
no,
changed
no,
roles.
No. We already swore earlier this episode.
No, I mean, like, right at the beginning, I let's have
Clara, character.
Yeah, go on.
Right, so, yeah, so Clara. I personally like Clara as a companion. She has divided opinion. People are saying she's just a glorified plot device. What have you? Did you have to link that while we were doing the...
About that, though.
Did you have to link that while we were doing the review, did
I'm not clicking anything. If I may.
First, don't talk about Clara while I try and get my ribs back together.
Okay. So, Clara, now, I did read an interesting post on something awful that, with the events of this episode, the events of Name of the Doctor never happened, so I guess Clara never ever got split into a billion million pieces, so now she's not just a walking, talking, glorified plot device who's made to save the Doctor. So maybe she'll get some actual characterization in the next series.
Say it with me, children. Predestination paradox!
No.
Baby's
But the
first
problem
time
is-
travel story!
If that happened, unfortunately, if that happened, though, that means she will never have been there in the first place. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a point in time where, well, it's going to be explained off-screen that Dr. 12 planted his quote-unquote grave. As I said,
Alternatively, Stephen Moffat forgot it again.
yeah, well,
I don't-
basically, it's the same story. It's the same theory I had in the Name of the Doctor, where there's going to be that's one of his graves to not show everything up to the 11th Doctor. And then
You did say that, and I kind of said, well, that actually makes a lot of sense. It could also be that if the Time Lords do return at some point in the future, they put the grave there.
True, because somehow Jenna and the Doctor needs to be together.
Alternatively, Wibble Wobble Tommy Whammy.
No, I'm not having that
No.
having that as an explanation. I'm sorry.
Nah, sorry.
Well, Stephen Moffat will have it as an explanation, but...
Well, he's wrong.
Yes, he is.
Just go back to look at Jenna Coleman's boobs in Skype. Anyway.
I'm not looking at him until we're done.
No, I also have to censor that. God damn it, we're going to have the lawyers on our ass.
I'm not looking at it. My God, you knew that woman, and now you're talking about her breasts.
I didn't say anything about that.
For shame, Rainiac, for shame.
Barry, since this... No, wait a minute, we're not on the Game Grumps. God damn it.
Yeah, we don't suck.
Hey!
Anyway.
They are going to clamp down on us. Okay. No, I thought that Jenna Coleman did a great job in this episode because she's quite a sympathetic companion.
Something someone pointed out, basically, this episode emulated the entire first season of Doctor Who. Straight down to the apartment building that Jenna lives in is the same apartment building that was featured in the TV episode Rose.
Oh my God, you're right.
In fact,
Oh, shit.
when they're walking from the building to the TARDIS, it's the same area where Dr. Nine and Rose talked for one of the first times. And the whole story of the Doctor sending Clara back and she forcing herself to come back, you know.
Yeah, that's straight out point for the ways.
Yep. And she was there when he regenerated. So that's another thing. So basically this episode emulated all of the first season. And
Oh my God, Clara is Rose.
And if later on whenever... Well, I think... Didn't I say in one of the reviews that Clara also emulates a lot of the companions? Not just Rose?
I think you might have said that. I think you had some sort of grand theory that she was maybe some sort of proto-companion combining all their traits into one person.
Yeah, kind of, because basically... basically, you could compare her to the other post-9 companions. And
Yeah, there was actually one interesting theory about Clara that was posted on internet site. I hasten to name it, but they basically said that the reason why the paradox exists is because, well, the answer is Clara herself. She's the impossible girl.
Oh my God.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was interesting.
Anyway, so can we talk about the regeneration now?
We can talk about the
Yeah.
entire last 15 minutes of the episode now, because this was by far the highlight.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
this is.
I agree.
I don't think anyone was really watching the episode for the episode. I think everyone was curious of this moment.
Yeah, it actually was the most watched moment of Christmas in this country.
Yeah.
Wow.
10.3 million tuned in the last 5 minutes to see Matt Smith regenerate into Peter Capaldi.
I love that shit.
And
Man, people
and
are like, oh, give a shit
also
about this stuff.
there's one other thing. I did like the old man makeup they did. They
Yeah.
did
It was a
good
brilliant
job.
prosthetic.
Yeah, that was a really good. And at one point in time, they even had his hair match Dr. One.
Yes, they did.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who kind of...
Also, another thing. Matt Smith
Cherry
actually,
factoid number 256. Go on.
Matt Smith actually hurt his leg during filming, and there was a rumor going around that he was going to lose his leg in the episode. But it helped out a lot that his older forms had cane. That's why his other two forms, because he hid his limp with the cane.
That's the injury they were talking about, right?
And if you notice at the end of the episode when he's quote-unquote youthful, he still has a limp.
Good spot.
Thank you,
I
TARDIS
just took that
Wiki.
to mean that was his injury to be the final injury before he regenerated.
So, the last 15 minutes, the resolution that gives Matt Smith back his new regeneration cycle. What do we think?
I'm in two minds.
Yeah, it's what you come to expect of old Doctor Who. Time Lords are douchebags.
It's a Deus Ex Machina.
Hi, I've got a factoid. Now I've got a factoid. Ha ha ha.
Oh boy.
It's great. Okay, so earlier in the episode, right, the doctor sticks a thing on handles, and he's like, oh, it's how I feel a rap line.
Oh, I know what you're
From the
referring
Death
to.
Zone, nicked it from the Master. That's a reference to the Five Doctors, the 20th anniversary story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in that story, just to give you a quick little thing, the 5 incarnations of the Doctor get trapped on Gallifrey in this place called the Death Zone by some guy. And the Time Lords are forced to send in the Master. And they're like, look, we need you to rescue the Doctor because he's stuck in the Death Zone. And if you do it, we'll give you an entire new set of regenerations.
Yeah.
What happened in this episode? The
You got
Time
new set of
Lords
generations.
give a new set of regenerations to the Doctor. Motherfucking foreshadowing.
And just to clarify, you're absolutely right, but just to clarify, this is a whole new set of regeneration, not just the one. People were confused when the episode first went out.
Yeah,
It is a whole new set. I've been telling all my friends it was just the one because that...
No, it's this whole new regeneration cycle.
Well, I always assumed regeneration cycle was from death to after regeneration sickness.
Well, you could be right, but the problem is if they do that whenever Capaldi leaves, they'll have to do a similar thing.
Or just, yeah. Well, we'll find that out in probably 3 years because that seems to be the current trend.
I mean, I'm in two minds about the resolution that Clara goes to the Crack and says, you know, if you love him, help him. Because for one, we know the Time Lords are assholes.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have a vested interest in saving the Doctor.
Yeah, because
Because if he was to die in Trenzalore, they would never be saved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a case of the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Do we let the Doctor die out because we kind of like that, or do we let the Daleks win and we never come through the wall?
Well, the Doctor put them there in the first place, even though, well...
Well, the alternative was to kill them all, so it's again, lesser of two evils.
Exactly.
It is a giant Deus Ex Machina, and originally I was like really upset about it when I watched the episode live on Christmas Day, but on the rewatch, I softened.
I mean, what else you gonna fucking do? I mean, come on, what's the alternative?
And I love the
He
music
doesn't
that
die,
played as
the
that
series ends.
when that crack opened up and the regeneration came through it. The music that plays during that scene is amazing.
4
Oh, yeah.
words. 4 goddamn words. Love from Gallifrey, boys!
Yeah, that was amazing too. The whole scene
Got
where
one more in me!
as Kuchiri has pointed out, Matt Smith destroys a Dalek saucer with his face.
Beautiful.
Oh, not only does he do that, he also, you know, shoots some Kamehameha whips from his hands to kill a few Daleks before that.
We're not starting that shit again.
I love the fact that finally the regeneration energy was actually used as an offensive weapon because it makes perfect sense. I mean, energy is dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Well,
You
it
think of
destroyed,
X-rays,
it destroyed the
gamma rays?
TARDIS.
it blew the TARDIS. Well, it didn't blow it up. It set it on fire, certainly.
Yeah.
And we know it's a very violent reaction, so it makes perfect sense that directed in the right way, it could completely destroy a Dalek.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'll buy the fact that because it was a special regeneration given by the Time Lords themselves, and it had presumably more oomph behind it, it could blow up a Dalek saucer directly on contact.
With his face.
With his face. This is one of these times where it may not make a huge lot of sense, but just go with it because it was a fantastic scene.
Then we get the final scene with Matt Smith in the TARDIS.
And fangirls across the world were weeping.
Fucking Jesus, I was a little misty.
He didn't regenerate to do with Tenet. This show sucks!
Oh,
That's not what I meant.
Sakes. Yeah. No, it was pretty sad. I mean, he'll always remember, even though he won't be this doctor anymore, I'll always remember being me. It was just...
Factoid. Whenever they were doing the line reading of that scene, Matt Smith actually broke down and had just a ballistic crying fit, and actually Moffat had to console him, and Jenna was like holding his hands, also trying not to cry.
I can believe that.
It's fucking sad as shit. Oh my god.
Oh God, what have you just linked now?
I'm not clicking it. And then, well, then we get
Click it.
No,
it's
then-
Matt Smith. It's Matt Smith.
then we get little Amy Pond running around in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
He was
Nice
hallucinating
moments.
something that Doctor 4 and 5 did, right? Hallucinate.
Oh yeah, that's correct.
And
yeah,
the reason behind the scene, actually, it was Matt Smith asking for. He asked for this scene because he was actually best friends with Karen Gillian, and it's probably half the reason why he wanted to leave after they left.
Can I just point out that Karen Gillan is a liar, and a master liar at that, because she said she'd never return to the show.
Well,
And yet it's now come out that she was always going to come back for that regeneration scene.
yeah. It was how Matt Smith wanted to regenerate.
I do like the way that Amy came back for her, because it didn't take away from her emotional and dramatic goodbye at the end of The Angels Take Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a thing.
She was dead, and now Dr. 11's dead, so she was
I'm not
just
quite sure
there.
why they didn't use the same actress young Amy, though.
'Cause
I
she's
don't think-
older.
Yeah, young Amy has to be at least, 13 now?
15.
Yeah, she's probably like double the size now, double the height. Considering
No, she didn't look... Well, she was in that god-awful post-50th anniversary show they did on BBC Three. She didn't look that much older than me.
Oh god. Well,
Yeah.
Anyway, as I was saying though, but then we actually had the actual scene of him taking off the bow tie.
Yeah. Well, you actually called that one, didn't you? You said that's how he'd go out.
Yep, he was
He'd
going to
take
take
off the bow tie, and then boom.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor, the next doctor might get to wear my clothes, but the bow tie, that's mine.
Here's one thing, though. I mean, the regeneration speech was brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a little bit odd in tone. I realised it almost like it wasn't the Doctor saying goodbye to Clara. It was almost like it was Matt Smith saying goodbye to the fans.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've done that before. I mean, Jesus.
It
You're
was
what's
kind of
time
meta.
Tenet, I don't want to go.
It was kind of meta, but I still think it had the right
Tenet,
thing.
time
Here's the thing,
crash.
though. There's a tiny part of me that thinks he should have gone out on the clock tower.
Yeah,
Probably. I was expecting.
the reason why someone else pointed out the reason why the actual regeneration happened so fast was, if you notice, from 8 to War Doctor to 9 to 10, they were getting progressively more violent the closer he was to his last regeneration.
Yeah.
So basically, the reason why this one went so fast is, if it is a new set of 13, the reason why this one went so fast is because this is his least violent. It mirrors Doctor's 1 regeneration to 2.
1 to 2
it was
was just he was laying on the goddamn floor.
Yeah, well,
and
and
his
it-
face.
Yeah, and the face just fades from one to another with light coming around it.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that makes sense. I suppose that makes sense.
I guess.
Although I still think we should have got the proper regeneration in the TARDIS. Even if it had only taken like 5 seconds, it would have actually been a feeling of closure. It was just like, I always remember the Doctor was me. Boom, Peter Capaldi!
And then he looks and then he
Boom,
does
Peter
the whole
Capaldi.
and then he does the whole like staring into Clara's eyes
That was brilliant.
to try and see what he looked like. And then kidneys. I got new kidneys. I don't like the color.
I think it's safe to say when we did that that discussion on the next Doctor, Peter Capaldi taking over the role, I was the most optimistic because I'd seen his work. I think you were the least optimistic, Kuchiri.
It was more the fact that I had no like. See, that's the problem we have over here in America. We are so focused on American TV over here that we have nothing else. Like,
It's true.
you know, like I saw an ad for Korean TV network, and like half their shows are American that they claim they own as well. And it's like, yeah, like and it's like over here, it's all American show. We have to pay extra to get BBC America. You
Good
know?
Lord.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, we just get Doctor Who on Space Channel here, so it's fine.
But I'll just make my point. Already within 30 seconds, I know he's going to make a terrific Doctor.
Oh,
I don't know that per se, but I'm pretty sure he will.
Did anyone ever see the paper clipping someone found from like 40 years ago?
Yep. I remember that
when Capaldi
wrote it, Jim will fix it.
Huh?
Peter Capaldi basically wrote in saying how much of a fan he was of Doctor Who, a young Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, when he was 6, they did a whole "What did you want to be when you grow up?" He said he wanted to be an actor so he could help out Doctor Who. Is there a Doctor Who fan club?
I've got that slightly wrong, actually. He didn't write to Jim will fix it. He wrote to the Radio Times.
Yeah.
Oh, don't talk about Doctor Who and Jim will fix it, for the love of God.
Anyway, but like the thing is, I think the reason why they did the regeneration that way is because they wanted to try to recapture the moment, the what the fuck moment everyone had when Eccleston regenerated. Because again, I think I told the story, like whenever I started watching Doctor Who, I had no idea about the regenerations.
Neither did I. So that was
to me, that's still the best modern regeneration, simply because I never saw it coming.
Yeah, like no one saw it coming, and then like here you are sitting there expecting that he's going to do the whole like flaming hands thing, and then like second later, wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Whoa! Capaldi's fucking staring at my goddamn soul. What the fuck is this?
Do you know what? You've actually won me round to your way of thinking.
Anyway.
How many times have I done that? How many times have I done this review? You
don't get too cocky, Star Fox.
Oh my God!
You might have to do a counter.
Probably...
You gotta add a counter this time.
I'm not adding a sudden counter. Come on. I'm already embarrassed enough about the 50th anniversary review. Don't make it worse.
Go check out the comments of it.
Anyway,
I think there would have been a merit to him going out on the clock tower. It's simply to give us a different regeneration that was not in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Because he did it on Khan, of course, in Night of the Doctor. And by the way...
generations in the TARDIS. Let's see. 1 was in the TARDIS. 5...
they all were, apart from...
Actually, wait, the only ones that were in the TARDIS were 1 and 5. From the
6 to 7.
Yeah, fucking, oh God, I keep forgetting that. That doesn't even fucking count, because it's just
yes, it does, unfortunately.
It's goddamn Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker's curly-ass wig.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yes, it does count, but
anyway, I think we've made all the points we want to. Anyone got any other points to make before we head off?
I got one more about Capaldi.
I'm always right.
We're probably crashing. That's
yeah.
Do you happen to know how to fly this thing?
He's got amnesia, then. Is it like post-regenerative sickness?
Yeah. I do love that line though. Oh, no, don't, nothing to worry about. Just one question. Do not fly this thing. Oh, this was also the first time since the New Who started that it did not end on the face of the newer Doctor. It actually ended on Clara's face.
Yeah, okay. I saw that pointed out as well. But I like that, because she was just, like, completely shocked.
Amnesia is kind of a fucking cop, though, because Well, it does lead. It just leads
Well-
to an episode where the Doctor's just like.
Is it a cop?
Every
Is it a
doctor...
cop, or is it part of the new regeneration cycle? We will find out, unfortunately, in autumn of next year.
Why?
Yeah. Well, because they haven't filmed.
Why?
Here's the reason why. They haven't filmed it yet because Peter Capaldi is a busy fellow. He's currently going to be starring in the Three Musketeers series. He's Cardinal Richelieu.
Oh, God.
So they haven't actually filmed any Doctor Who episodes yet, apart from his cameo at the end of Time of the Doctor.
Oh man. So is that all?
But the good news is, however, unless they don't mind at the last minute, because the BBC are dicks like that sometimes, full series, no split.
Mm-hmm.
Oh please.
And
God.
hopefully
Please,
some
God.
two-parters, hopefully some well-thought-out plots this time around.
I don't know.
Hopefully
See, now
no
I'm winning you over to my way of thinking. It swings and roundabouts.
No, we had this conversation in the Season 7 thing. The Season 7 had no
Let me have my
well-thought-out
victory,
plot.
goddammit.
You have no victory!
Oh, for God's sake.
There is
I
only
think we can agree
duels.
that it was a good episode, but it was a flawed episode, and maybe not the best way Matt Smith could have bowed out, apart from that last 15 minutes.
No, wait.
Yeah.
The thing is it sad that his best episode was his first episode? Like, honestly, though.
Actually, no. Well, you think it was his best episode. I beg to differ.
I couldn't pick it out off the top of my head, but well, whatever.
It was either
Wait, yes,
it was
I
either
could.
the,
Doctor's Wife. Doctor's Wife. That's
it
my
was either the
favorite.
Crimson Horror or the Name of the Doctor.
No,
Even
Name
though-
of the Doctor was too messed up.
Even though the Name of the Doctor now didn't actually happen.
No, it did. Like, I'm still standing by the fact that they have to still create the gravestone in order to have Clara and the Doctor meet. Because if
There is
not,
time for Moffat to fix this.
No, he won't.
He could easily resolve this by the end of the first episode of Series 8,
It won't.
but he may not.
well,
won't.
he also might pull a Sherlock and like have the first 5 minutes of
We're
the
not
episode.
talking about that series.
No, wait.
Can we wrap this up for
let
the
me-
love of God?
Can I
So-
pull this out? Can I pull this out before we are canceled? Anyway,
Oh.
no, how they do the first episodes of Sherlock is they like fast forward to everything he's done between the last episode to this episode, and in the first 5 minutes they could have him go save Gallifrey. They can have him go make the gravesite. They can have him go do this, do that, do this, do that, and then have the episode start.
I'm happy
Really?
with all of that except the Save Gallifrey part.
I don't
Well,
know how.
He
Because
has
that should
to
be
go,
his story arc.
his story. No. I'm talking about the Day of the Doctor, Save Gallifrey.
Oh, that's Save Gallifrey. Oh, you mean when he showed up to help the other doctors?
Yes.
That's Save Gallifrey. I think he was going to go out to the crack of the wall and speak his name,
No,
thereby rendering the entire episode pointless.
no. I'm saying, no. Go to like have do like a 5-minute montage of him doing a lot of stuff and have it.
You gotta wrap this up, kids, because I gotta goddamn go. So.
Okay, I'll just
What's
wrap it
that?
quickly. By the way, I just remember one thing about the crack in time thing. Back in Series 5, I think when I just sort of met you, Fresno, and you, Kuchiri, I remember saying to people that when the cracks in time were revealed, I said, oh, the Time Lords are behind it.
Oh my God.
And everybody chewed me out for it.
Yeah, Time
saw
Lords
it.
weren't behind it though.
Can I just say to those people that sort of I was right and you were wrong?
Time Lords
Yes,
are behind one crack of time, not them all.
Hence, sort of. Anyway, we need to wrap it up because Fresno needs
Yeah,
to go.
come on, wrap it up. I gotta go. Just
Okay,
close.
so I think we can all agree it was a good episode, but not a great episode with flaws.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let us all know in the comments what you thought about the episode. Were we right about this review? Were we wrong about this review? Were we completely wrong with this review? Let us know, and we will be back for Series 8, I assume.
Oh yeah.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna get you goddamn fuckers to watch classic Doctor Who and talk about it with me.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that plug in there. You got that plug in there right at the end.
I
have to go. But before I go, let me just plug this show I do.
And before we
Don't
go,
forget
I
to
just
watch
have one
my
more thing
Let's
to say.
Plays. YouTube.
Oh, for God's sake.
YouTube.com/.
For what? Before I go, before I go, one more thing.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Bye, kids.
I concur.
Oh, God.
I concur. So he's been Freezing Inferno,
I'm Kuchiri.
and I'm Reniak, and this has been a really long review of Time with the Doctor. We hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you sometime in the new year. Bye for now.